everybody. Welcome or welcome back. Today we're going to be working on a 20-ounce skinny. It's been sanded and spray painted with, I believe it's Maui Blue by Rust-Oleum, and it's a gloss. I just thought the color was pretty. Wasn't sure what I was going to do with it. Was kind of thinking Christmas, but I don't feel like Christmas today. So, we're going to do this as we go along. We're going to make it up as we go along and see where it takes us. I'm feeling kind of southwest, so we'll see what that does for us. But I want to use this Drops of Jupiter by the Glitter Grind. And I'm going to do the tack it method. Tack it over and over. And see where that takes us. And then I'll have a better idea. But I do have kind of an idea in mind. But we're not going to talk about it yet. We're not. I don't want to tell you yet. We're just going to go through this as we go. So I'm going to go ahead and get the tack it on here. And I am going to do 2 layers because we know that the glitter adheres better. I'm just using one of my fluffy brushes that has not been destroyed yet. Big surprise here. So this is what we're doing. I'm just going to get an even coat on here. I do have some drips from the gloss paint. Anybody who has painted their tumblers with gloss paint knows that it is very difficult not to get runs and drips, but I don't let them ruin my day. There, that's good for a first draft on there. I get the bottom. I know you can't see it, but I'm doing it. There. And where am I putting this? I'm putting it right here. I'm going to dry it with my embossing gun because I'm impatient to sit and wait for it to dry. I'm just going to go right into this. This is nice and tacky. You do want to, as a rule of thumb, you want to make sure that your tacket is dried. Wet spots will leave bare spots onto your tumbler. So we're going to let it coat with the Drops of Jupiter. And hopefully I like this. I do like the color. I just am not sure about how it's going to come out as a tack it method. I want to say this is holographic, but I'm not exactly sure. But it is very pretty. The nice thing about tack it is that it doesn't just dry and then become ineffective like the Mod Podge. This, when it dries, is when it becomes its most effective. So, something to keep in mind. We have a visitor. Hello. And I am going to go over this twice with the glitter just to make sure that we didn't miss any spots. Yes, I know it covers up that blue, but it is what it is. Can we just say that? I know, everybody hates that saying. Definitely need more down here. That's for certain. Here's the worst part for me is I don't like to touch it, but I think it's a lot more effective if you do it with your hand rather than a gloved hand. So, ooh, yeah, I think this is going to be a pretty cup. And I may have to rethink what maybe I had in my mind, because I haven't told you yet. That way I don't have to say, oh, change plans. I'm trying to preempt that. I will return after this has been epoxied and we're on to our next step. But isn't that gorgeous? I love it. So, hang around. We're all epoxied. Our first coat anyway. I love that rainbow. And it reminds me of a boho rainbow. So, I told you I wasn't going to tell you what I was going to do because I didn't want to have a change in plans. So behind the scenes, I had a change in plans. Welcome to my world. I have decided that this does need to be a Christmas tumbler. It just has all the feels and the colors and the flow, so blah, blah, blah. So I've already done something on this, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. Well, actually, I'm going to show it to you now. I have applied these little iridescent snowflakes, and it's not really catching it in the camera, but they go between pink and yellow and blue and green. The white part does. The center, I've done little tiny, they're smaller snowflakes, but these ones are teal. These ones, yeah. These are teal. And there is other colors. There are other colors. I don't know why English is escaping me right now. Proper English, anyway. These are the snowflakes that we're putting on. And yes, I know they're throwing pink. Well, there's yellow. I don't seem to be able to get blue to come up, but it's in there. What I had to do, because they actually come flat like this, flat. And I had to somewhat curl them so that they would, I'm not sure that that's even showing for you, but there, I think you can kind of see it. I curled it a little bit so that they would adhere to my cup, because my cup's not flat. And I just want to show you with this one how I did that. I just set it here on my, and I tried a lot of different ways. Let me just say that. It was trial and error, and I had to fiddle with it, but I used my embossing gun, turn it on low, and I'm going to do that now. And I put it directly over the snowflake. I hope you can see that. There, I've got it on there. I'm going to hit it with the heat a little bit. and it will choose its own side and bend. And I guess I should have done it the other way because it wants to go the other way. Let's see if that'll work. Oh no, it's going. Sorry. And it will choose its center and just kind of curl up a little bit. Let's see if I can show you this now. Instead of being flat, it's now kind of curled a little so that it'll sit up against this. I guess it didn't really curl as much as I wanted it to. The other ones were curling just fine. Of course, the one I want to show you isn't. There we go. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. It doesn't take a lot, but they're just, I don't know, what's it called? Well, it's plastic, but, and see, it'll just sit right up against that cup. So it curled nicely. Not sure how that's showing. I just don't know how to show you that. There, maybe you can see it there. So it's not cupped a lot, just enough to get it onto the cup so that it's not, so that there aren't real big pokey bits sticking out on the sides here, because it is going to be a little bit raised up. These snowflakes came from, I don't know if it was Hobby Lobby or Michael's. They were bought for another project, and I thought, I've got these, let's use them. So the centers are these cute little snowflakes, and as you can see, there are different colors in here, but none of them are different than the colors that are in this glitter, which I think is just awesome. I love that that all kind of goes together, and it just, to me, it screams boho. So you can call it whatever you want to. What I'm going to do is put groupings of 3 snowflakes in different areas of the cup. And then I may come back through and do the little flakes intermittently throughout. So, but that's subject to change. Okay, how did I adhere these? How do I adhere thee? It's a process, and so I'm going to show you how I did one grouping, and then we'll fast go to the next step after I've finished this and epoxied it. Unless I put the other little snowflakes on here, and then I'll show you. But what I did words, is I put a small circle of my tacket on here, and I'm not being perfect with it because of course we're going to be epoxying over, and it should cover just fine. So now I've done that, and I'm putting my puck over here to hold it off to the side. I'm going to put a little bit of it, and yes, this is kind of fussy, but I found that this is what actually works the best to adhere it. I'm putting a little bit of the tacket onto the back side of the snowflake, and I hope you can see this. I'm going to let that dry a little bit and let that one start to dry. I'm going to put some more. I've got a spudgeon over here on my tacket, so I'm just going to pull it off of there and decide where I'm going to put my next snowflake. And I'll do the next circle as well, so that we can get these dried up and done, because you know that you have to let the tacket set up. It doesn't ever dry, it just goes to its next realm. so to speak. Okay. I'm sure those are big enough. And we'll get some snowflakes. Paint those on a little bit. There probably is an easier way. I probably could, I don't know. I'm not really sure how else I would do it, but I'm sure there's an easier way. But it doesn't take much to do it. And then I just leave them, you know, upside down on the on my puck over here. You could, anything that it wouldn't just stick to. You don't want paper, because paper's going to stick to it and it's going to muck up the whole works, and yeah, ain't nobody going to be jolly then. Okay, now we've got those 3 are done, and I'm just going to set that aside, and I'm going to come in and I'm going to rush the process. We all know what that's about with our tack it. Because I'm just smathering it on here, I think there's plenty adhesion with just the one coat. I mean, if it doesn't stick really good for you, if you decide to do this and it doesn't stick really good for you, pull your snowflake up. You've got epoxy on this, so you know you've got plenty of wiggle room, so to speak. Okay. And as you can see, the tack disappears on there, so I'm going to have to find it because I don't even have my glasses on. You're there. Okay, well, even glasses don't help. Where did I put those? Okay, that's one of my spots. So where my snowflake is cupped, and being that this is warm, it does help to mold it as well, but we're going to do something else as well. Okay, there's one. Where's my others? There's another right down here. Now that one's not quite as cupped as the others, so I'll show you how we're going to lay that down a little bit better. And here's another. Oops, did I not get it on there all the way? Okay. All right. As you can see, it's not laying down nicely. Not being a good puppy. So we're going to hit it with the heat gun. And it starts to want to lay right down there. And since I've got it on low, it's not getting that hot. That one was a little warmer than I anticipated. But not as hot as hot glue. And we'll give that one a little extra insurance as well. And now those are all down there as we would want them to be. We shut that off. And we're going to go in with my gem picker and get a little more of our tacket. And I'm going to put it right there in the centers of those snowflakes. And this is another reason why I'm doing it. There's little holes in the middle of those snowflakes. And I don't want it to look like that. It's going to look wonky. So I'm just putting some tacket there. And not even going to let's see. Let's stick with color themes as far as the, let's see. Oh, those, you know, I was thinking green, but those are, they're clear and they almost don't even show up. So this one will do fine. And then I just kind of push it over until I get it where I want it. Give it a little push. And I will be coming back to heat that with the embossing gun one more time, just to make sure we got those little buggers stuck on there. There we go. And you just get it to contact, and then you can kind of move it around a little bit before you get it completely adhered. And we're back to the embossing gun again, and we're just going to give it a little heat and tap. Heat and tap. And heat. Whoops. Maybe a little too much heat. That's the first time one of them curled on me, but that's fine. It went right back down. Okay. That little edge wants to come up. Alright. I'm satisfied with that. And I think they're so cute. Isn't it cute? Little groupings of 3. Spacing isn't perfect, but I'm okay with that too. We're going to do 3 more up here, and then we'll do 3 more down here. So, that being done, and as simple as it was, I'm going to move on and do these other 2 groupings. So, stick with me. Okay, snowflakes are on. I did choose to do a couple of solo flakes in a few spots here, but I think that's cute. I like the understatement of it all. I just think that's really cute, and I love the way the glitter shines and throws that little bit of a rainbow. And like I said, these snowflakes are also iridescent. Even if it doesn't come across on the camera, they really are. But I hope you enjoyed this. And, you know, if you have any questions, throw them down into the comments. But hopefully when we return, we'll have a finished tumbler. So stay tuned.